Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. I think this might be one of the first times I've done videos in back-to-back days. It is about 12:06 a.m. midnight Central Time, my time, basically June 25th. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this show, I implore you hit that red subscribe button. It is free. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, this show will turn into a diamond rose. I guarantee you that. Everything that I get, I will put back into it. Get a mic, studio equipment, sound bites, a desktop just for this. We'll film it graphics so I can show you breakdowns of what I'm trying to talk about, opposed to just saying it out loud. Have all the bells and whistles to go with 30 years of this team up here, playing the game my entire youth, and being a student of football since I was 3 years old, ever since I could catch a ball. Please subscribe. I'm at 336. My goal is to get to 1,000 by week 1, September 10th. Clock's ticking, but it is possible to reach that goal with you, DC Nation. We're all brothers and sisters in the same cause. We all bleed the same blood, blue and silver. This seems to work for Mike Fisher. So on the count of 3, guys, if y'all can hit that red subscribe button, it is free. On the count of 3, if y'all can hit it, y'all are real. 1, 2, 3. Everybody hit subscribe. Boom. If you did it, you're a real one, and I love you for it. On the count of 3, if we can just hit that like button, guys. 1, 2, 3, and boom. If you did it, you're a real one, and I love you for it. Today, I'm just going to touch, it's not going to be a long video. I'm going to touch on the 3 important players on each side of the ball this season that if they play to their potential, I'm very confident in getting the 1 seed, getting to the championship game, and getting to Vegas. Now, earlier today, I saw an episode with Law Nation, West Coast, Landlord, and BSM, I think his name is. And Law didn't have nothing but beneath his name. West Coast, Landlord, and the other guy all had cash apps under the name. Like, that's how they would prefer to get sponsored, opposed to super chats or super thanks or anything like that. So since I am not editing right now, it's just my Galaxy and I until I get that 1,000 subscriber mark. Made a sign that I had to write backwards because my Galaxy is filming me backwards. It's my ring. Looks like my ring finger's on my right hand, but it's on my left. So basically, help me get to Oxnard, guys. I would love to get to training camp this year. I've never been to training camp in Oxnard. Used to go when it was in Wichita Falls every year. I go to Oxnard. I'm part of a group called Star Status Houston chapter. It's a 13th chapter in this country, started in Vegas. Jerry Jones knows about us. I just was invited. If I get to training camp, I'll, be able to be on the sidelines, way closer to the action than everybody else will be with the club that I am currently in. Now, check this out. This season, 2023, like I've said, is the best roster I've seen since 95. I remember that roster very well in 95. Very, very well. I remember we opened the season against the Giants. It was Monday Night Football. Second play from scrimmage, Emmett breaks an 80-yard touchdown run untouched until the very end because he slowed up. And defensive back swiped at his leg. Kind of like tripped him up a little bit, but he didn't fall down. And we wind up routing the Giants 35-0. It was 14-0. We're about to go up 21-0. And I had to go to bed because it was school night. I was very pissed off about that. But I woke up next morning, saw 35-0 on the front page of the Telegram. Read everything that Mike Fisher had to say about the game because he was writing for the Telegram at that time. That's when I lived in Dallas. I live in Houston now. We've made some big additions this offseason. We didn't lose anybody that we didn't want to lose, except for Elliott. These 3 players on offense, if they do what they can do, our offense will be unstoppable. Now, I got them ranked from 1, 2, and 3. They're not really in any specific order. I mean, they are, but they're not, if you know what I mean. On offense, number one is Prescott. Kellen Moore's gone. The whole thing between Dak and Kellen was kind of weird. You know, in 2016, Kellen was the backup to Romo. Dak was third string. Romo gets hurt. Dak beats out Kellen. Dak gets a starting job. Has a wonderful rookie season. Basically, he's better than Kellen Moore at quarterback in the NFL. Then Kellen Moore becomes quarterback's coach and becomes offensive coordinator. So they were teammates and friends more than coach and player. And Kellen Moore had very, very good offensive system, but it had some major flaws in it. So that's why Mike McCarthy's keeping 70% of what they had installed, but going to add 30% of what needs to be installed. In essence, whenever we're playing the Niners, the last 2 seasons, they play quarter defense against us. Quarters. Just like Law said, how do you defend against quarters? You run the football. Whenever they're dropping 6, 7 guys every play, rushing 4, you run the football, you run it effectively to force them to bring a safety into the box, to force them to make the box bigger so you can start hitting them on the outside shots, on the inside seam post patterns and whatnot. And what West Coast said today was that D'Amico Ryan's defensive strategy, his defense, was schematically built to beat a Kellen Moore offense, and that Kellen Moore did not adjust to San Fran's offense, and he had a second chance to do so. He had a whole season to prepare for San Fran's offense. We go to Tampa Bay, we put up 31. We go to San Fran and run the exact same offense, knowing that defense is different. Not trying to attack the defense's weaknesses, anything like that. Running curl routes, running out routes, running short routes, because the Niners do not miss tackles. If you look, we had no yards after catch. So they would give our receivers those 3-4 yard, routes, catch the ball, and then tackle us right on the spot. The battle was won and lost with D'Amico Ryan's beating Kellen Moore, basically. Number one is Prescott. This season, if he could take care of the football. Now, he's never thrown 15 interceptions, 17 total in a season. Not even close. His rookie year, he threw 4. The year before last, he threw 37 touchdowns to 10 picks. Breaking Romo's single-season record of passing touchdowns of 36. 1 yard away of breaking Romo's single-season passing yard record. So, that was an anomaly. Don't expect Dak to throw 15 picks again, especially with McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer calling the plays. And us wanting to have a run-first offense. Take care of the ball. Don't turn it over. Dak averages 9 picks a year. In his career, if you add them all up, he averages 9 interceptions a year. If he only throws 9 interceptions over a 17-game season this season, we are winning the division and have the inside track for the number 1 seed. I can tell you that right now. If Dak Prescott just takes care of the football and uses his legs more than he does, that will elevate our offense to another level. Now, I'm not talking about Jalen Hurts averaging 20 carries a game. Now, Jalen Hurts, 20 carries a game, they're not called runs, but when you count in every time that he runs out and scrambles out of the pocket in a passing play, plus his design runs, he was averaging 20 carries a game, 20 runs a game. It's not sustainable. He damn near broke his collarbone towards the end of the season. And if we wouldn't have blown those 2 leads against Green Bay and Jacksonville, that was our fault. We might have forced their hand and made them play Hurts Christmas Eve, because that would have been for all the marbles. And in that game, he could have possibly injured himself for the rest of the year. But if Dak can just scramble four times a game, maybe 5, especially if it's man coverage and everybody's back is to him, and he's got a 15-yard lane where you can run and slide, do it, especially if nobody's open. Don't stand in the pocket and go through your reads and then go back and try to look through it and try to force the ball. Run, just like in the San Fran playoff game. We're inside. We're at their 18. Kellen calls 5 wide because that's just what he does, opposed to running the football. He calls 5 wide, which made San Fran's defense really happy. Nobody was open, but in the middle of that of the trenches, he had a 4-yard gap where he could have ran right through and probably ran inside the 10-yard line, slid, maybe took a hit, whatever, and it'd have been 1st and goal. And then we probably could have fed the ball to Zeke 4 times, or done a play action, hit a tight end in the end zone. Game would have changed drastically after that. But no, he chooses not to run. He chooses not to take. It was taking a 2 yards to get a 1st down. At least scramble and get 3. Live to see another set of downs. Don't force the ball into double coverage. Protect the ball and use his legs. Prescott. Number 2, Jake Ferguson could be one of the top 3 most important players on this offense. If Jake Ferguson could be what we think he could be, what he showed that he could be last season, given the opportunities when he was given, he could be what Witten was to Romo. He could be that security blanket. He's got the size. He's not as big as Schoonmaker, but he's got the size. He's got the athleticism. And he's got the hands to be a great receiving tight end. I'm telling you, Travis Kelce 2.0. Watch his boy, 87. Even Travis Kelce 1.0. He's trying to let everybody know, watch out for this young kid. This kid has got what it takes. It takes one to know one. And if Jake Ferguson could be that tight end, that number 1 receiving tight end, maybe 70 catches, 900 yards in his 2nd year, and be Dak's security blanket, that will go further than you can imagine. Schoonmaker can do what he does. He can block really well, make catches whenever he needs to. Peyton hit a shot. Can play well also, but Ferguson needs to be the man at tight end. Needs to fill the void that Schultz left. Not only fill it, but play above what Schultz played. And last but not least, third most important player on this offensive side of the ball this season is your one and truly Tyron Smith. He's been injury prone since 2016. 2016 through 2019, those 4 seasons, he missed 3 games each of those 4 seasons. 2020, the COVID year, October 9th, he opted to go to neck surgery. He saw the season was over. Prescott broke his ankle already. He was having neck problems, so he said might as well get the neck fixed. Out for the year. 21, he misses 6 games during the regular season. And was ready for the stretch run in December and in the playoffs. Last season, as y'all all know, hamstring comes off the bone. We think he's done. And in under 4 months from the date of the injury to the date of him playing a football game, under 4 months he comes back and is in game shape. That shows you how much he loves the game, and it shows you how much he wants to get a ring before he has to lace him up. He's only 32. There is a chance that he could go into this season and be healthy all year, maybe miss 2 or 3 games. If he could do that, that will make our offensive line dominant. Because if let's go, Aduga or Asim Richards could be a decent swing tackle and hold up for those 3 games, just say he misses 3 games, that's beautiful. Because Tyron Smith next to Tyler, Tyler could be a damn good left guard. He could be a damn good left guard or left tackle. The kid is special. Tyron, even though he's not the best left guard in the league anymore, he is still a top 5 when healthy. And if Terrence Steele can come back and be himself this year, that right side with Martin and Steele will be as strong as it was last year. And Biodash has gotten better every season. Played very well last year, and he's on a contract here this year, knowing that if he balls out, probably won't re-sign here, but will re-sign somewhere else and get paid just like Connor McGovern did, just like Connor Williams did. Expect the Wisconsin center to play big ball this year. But that all can happen if Tyron Smith can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, then this offensive line, as it's projected to be right now, can be what it is. 77, 73, 63, 70, 78. That is a good offensive line that can move defensive lines. That can be a run-first offense, have Dak throw off play action where he is the best at. Win time of possession, keep our defense fresh, and I mean that'll make all the difference in the world. Ty Smith, keep close eye on him on training camp, see what he looks like. If he looks great, he's going into week 1 healthy. It's a great sign. Just because he's been injury riddled the last few years, don't mean that he can't have a healthy season. Now on defense, these 3 guys here, if they could do what they need to do to the top of their level, they will be the biggest impact guys on this side of the ball. Please help me get to Oxnard. If you do, let me know in the chat that you did so I know who it's from. Also, I'm going to keep track on whoever donates and pitches in. And at the end of the season, whoever does the most, I will buy you a set of playoff tickets to either the first round or the second round. In the first week of December, I'm getting a very large deposit, so I'll be able to afford that with no problem. So whoever supports me the most this football season, in December, I will announce who that winner is. The cutoff will be like December 15th or something. I'll announce who that winner is. And that winner will get a set of playoff tickets from me, 2 or 3 people. You just let me know how many people are going. And it might be hopefully we get the 1 seed and it's just round 2, baby, off the get-go. The second place person will get 2 jerseys, whichever jerseys that you want. And the person that comes in the third place will get a Emmitt Smith rookie card. 1990 Rookie of the Year card, Emmitt Smith. Maybe I might think of some better giveaways for 2 and 3. But I know number 1, playoff tickets. Who could beat that? But right now, number 2 will be jerseys. Number 3, Emmitt Smith rookie card. But number 2 and 3 prizes might change from now until December. Number 1 on defense, rookie Mozzie Smith. If Mozzie Smith can be what we think he can be, if he can be that big nose tackle, 1 technique, the guy that can swallow 2 linemen by himself to free up everybody else, that will transform this defense. That will transform this defense. That's why the Ravens defense in 2000 was so good, because they had 2 of them. They had 2 defensive tackles that could swallow 2 linemen each. It started up front with them. And if Mozzie Smith can have a great rookie season like Tyler Smith did or Micah Parsons did, and be a force up that middle and stop that run game up the middle, which was hampering us the first part of last season before we got Hankins. Hankins helped a lot. But if Mozzie can be the plug that stops that will transform this defense. Especially whenever Mozzie goes out, then Hankins comes in. We will always have a good run stopper in the middle of that line. And OC is a 3-tech, more of a pass rushing defensive tackle. If Bohanna can make that next step at 360 pounds and help clog that middle, even better. But if Mozzie Smith in his rookie season could be what we think he could be, he's got major strength. He's big and powerful. If he can clog that middle, that will be humongous. That will free up all the linebackers. That will free up the safeties. That will minimize the opponent's run game because our linebackers will be able to hit the running backs in the holes. If not, hit them behind the line of scrimmage. Number 2, Trayvon Diggs. Now that we got Gilmore, Diggs is going to be targeted a lot. We want him to stay aggressive. But in year 4 now, he's going to his 4th season. He's no rookie. Can he be disciplined enough not to get burned? Because they're going to know that when they throw to Diggs, that he can be had. Can he develop to the point to be disciplined enough to know when to jump and when not to jump? Not to jump on everything that looks good, because half of those are setups. If Diggs can play disciplined ball and not get burnt on the deep ball, maybe just a couple times, but not like he did in 2021 and not like he did last season, against the Rams and against a few other teams in certain games, and can capitalize on his ball hawking skills and get another 11 interception season, that'll be humongous, because then you won't want to throw to Diggs or Gilmore, and you'll be forced to throw to the third receiver. And Bland is an opportunistic guy, as you know, as well, and should be better in year 2. If Diggs cannot just be feast or famine, if he could just be mostly feast this year, that'll be huge amongst the passing defense, the secondary. And last but not least, yours truly, 11 from heaven. If the linebacker / defensive end in his 3rd year, which usually in year 3, big time players, usually in their 3rd year, make that big transition. Generational players like J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald and company, in that 3rd season is whenever they really break out of that shell and just wreck the whole league. If Micah Parsons this season can have a season that we haven't seen a defensive player have in a decade or 2, that will be humongous. I'm talking like 20 sacks, 20 TFLs, 5 forced fumbles, 5 strip sacks, in other words. Maybe 3 fumble recoveries and 3 interceptions. 1 taken back for a touchdown, 2 fumbles taken back for a touchdown. It's 3 touchdowns by him. That's 3 picks, 5 forced fumbles. 3 of them he recovers himself. 20 sacks, 20 tackles for loss. I mean, just an all-around dominant season, head and shoulders above everybody else, unanimous defensive player of the year. If Micah Parsons can bring that this season, that right there also will make this defense something not to trifle with. If these 6 players that I mentioned, 3 on offense, 3 on defense, can play to their full potential this season, this team will be nothing to be toyed with. We'll strike fear in every opponent that they play. We will sweep Philly if these 6 players play to these abilities. We will win the East. We will get the number 1 seed. We will have the inside track to the championship game and to the Super Bowl. But that's to be determined. Will Dak use his legs more? And will he be more protective of the football, not force things? Will Ferguson jump into that Jason Witten role and just become a dominant tight end in the receiving game? And can Ty Smith stay healthy just this season. One more year of with just one healthy year. Only missed maybe 2 or 3 games. So our offensive line, as projected, can be going forward. And that's a great offensive line that we have right now. With good depth. Can Mozzie be that force up the middle that stops the run up the middle? We already got the run off the edge taken care of. So if the team can't run the ball on first down and or second down, that's going to create a lot of third and longs. That's where we feast. That's where you put Micah and Tank on the left side and Fowler and Armstrong on the right side. Or that's where you put Tank and Fowler on one side, Sam Williams and Armstrong on the other side, and Parsons lined up over the center. Our NASCAR packages that are crazy that get home just like that. And if Diggs can be disciplined and not be feast or famine, but be mostly feast and get a lot of PBUs, get 11 picks, but not get burnt in the process of doing it. And if Micah Parsons can just blow up and just rank the whole league this year on defense, just be everywhere at all times, in the backfield, in coverage, breaking up balls, getting interceptions, getting a pick six, getting 5 strip sacks, getting 20 sacks, 5 of which he knocks the ball out. 2 of the fumbles that he recovers, he takes back to the house. Have a 3 touchdown season also. On top of that, just have a season we haven't seen a defender have in probably two decades. And unanimously win Defensive Player of the Year. These 6 players play to those potentials. This team is going somewhere. And I'm talking about Sin City, baby. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But what happens in Vegas in February will not just stay in Vegas. It's going to go throughout the whole globe, baby, because Cowboys are known worldwide, not just in the USA, everywhere. The most expensive franchise in the world. Guys, keep God first and foremost. He comes before everything, even this. Seek Him in His righteousness, and everything else in your life will fall into place. I'm a living testimony of that. If y'all can help me get to Oxnard, guys, information's right here. Cash App's name's right there. If you happen to help the cause, help me get to Oxnard, let me know that you did in the chat. I will keep a log of everybody who has and throughout the season. And like I said, in December, number 1, we'll get playoff tickets. Number 2 right now is 2 jerseys, and number 3 is a Emmitt Smith rookie card. But I think 2nd and 3rd place will have better prizes. That's just what I have right now. But whoever can contribute the most throughout the season, especially starting now, help me get to Oxnard. We'll get playoff tickets in January. Because like I said, in December, I got a good deposit coming of almost $40K. So I'll be able to get y'all those playoff tickets with no problem. And my word is my bond. I can tell you that right now. Like I said, I got this idea from watching the show earlier, the Beast from the East with West Coast, Landlord Law, and BSM. The other 3, those 3 guys had this underneath their name. Law didn't because he don't need to. He's 107,000 subscribers. The other 3 guys had about 3,000 subscribers apiece. That's it for this episode, guys. Have a good Sunday. Keep it cool, calm. Enjoy yourself. Training camp is officially 30 days away. We are 1 month away from training camp. I cannot wait. We will learn a lot in training camp. We sure will. And I sure would like to sign a Dalton Reisner for depth on the offensive line, or even maybe Jason Peters. I'd bring his old ass back too, and just re-sign Elliott, re-sign Zeke. Damn it, I don't care if you got to give him $5 million. Do it. He still has a lot to give to this team. Be our power back. pass pro back to go with fast Tony Pollard and Jitterbug, Darren Sproles type Deuce Vaughn. That's a three-headed monster in the backfield that you would love to have. That's it for this episode, guys. Please subscribe, like, and share. I cannot implore that to you enough. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, guys. And this channel will become more special than you can imagine. And I will have a call-in line also. Call-in line, so y'all call in with me, agree with me, disagree with me, or we can just agree to disagree, especially during football season, whenever it gets really heated. Y'all can call in, vent, have your peace of mind on the game, what you thought, this and that. My live shows will be live, if you know what I mean. I look forward to seeing y'all again, guys. I love you, each and every one of y'all. Stay safe. DC for life. Charles in Charge is out.